In the world of music superstars, Taylor Swift stands alone as the undisputed queen of touring.
Getting ready for this, I wondered about a lot of things.
We'll talk about Taylor Swift.
Performed for 70,000 people.
It's been awesome on my first headlining tour. I've never been happier.
From instantly sold-out stadiums to over 1 billion gross, Taylor Swift has taken the concert business to unprecedented heights.
Sing at the top of your lungs. Someone told us it was country night. Y'all want to hear some country music?
People that wanted to do exactly what I wanted to do.
Her 2023 Eras Tour sold a jaw-dropping 2.4 million tickets in pre-sales alone, shattering every industry record. After over a decade at the top, perfect the formula for designing record-breaking concert tours unlike any before. She transformed from country singer to global icon by reimagining what a modern tour could look like and achieve. But how did she get here?
What happened?
2 years ago I was 17 and I was on tour with Brad Paisley and opening up shows and playing for 25 minutes a night.
Her rise didn't happen by chance. She laid the foundation early in her career. On her first headlining tour in 2009, she played in intimate venues averaging just under 2,000 seats. Having opened for country stars like Rascal Flatts and George Strait, she understood the hard work required to graduate to headliner status.
I don't know, I just never want what I do next to not be as great as what I did before.
For most new artists, it's a scramble to book any shows and sell a few hundred tickets in each market. Her manager, Scott, ensured she personally connected with fans. At pre-show fan meet and greets, she spent hours chatting with supporters and learning what they love about her music. These insights help her craft songs and performances specifically tailored to what her fans wanted to hear each night.
You guys were always the ones pushing me to experiment and grow, and I really appreciate that.
She also brought over sales data to make decisions about where geographically to focus. Rather than playing the same secondary markets, she zeroed in on major hubs like New York and Los Angeles. When tickets went on sale, these arena days instantly sold out. Proved that demand to see her perform was skyrocketing beyond what most new artists play. Sponsorships also played a key role establishing Swift as a big league artist even early on. Partnering with brands like Walgreens for special merchandising, she was already punching above her weight class. Most new artists hustle for local radio gigs, but she secured national campaigns. By her second tour, Swift doubled down on these strategies. She deliberately targeted larger venues with the average show size increasing by a factor of 5. When tickets went on sale, demand overwhelmed ticket sellers yet again. Shows continued selling out in minutes, a remarkable feat for only her second time headlining. She quickly graduated from clubs to arena just as her star power grew.
Getting it ready for 6 months and to see it for the first time is just insane.
A key component of Taylor Swift's rapid ascent was recognizing her global potential. While other artists focused on growing domestically first, she and her team actively laid the groundwork worldwide early in her career. They understood that connecting with fans across international borders would take time and care, but pay off enormously in expanding Swift's touring empire. Her first major foray outside North America came in 2009 with a tour of Australia.
How's it going, Sydney?
While Swift mania had exploded at home, she remained unknown in markets like Australia and New Zealand, so she slowly established herself by doing interviews with local media and appearing on radio shows to share her music. When tickets finally went on sale down under, demand actually outpaced what her was seen back home in the US. The crowds and energy at those shows helped convince Swift building her global brand would open touring possibilities she had not imagined. Her team replicated this playbook across Europe, Asia, and Latin America.
For the Asia tour, and first stop is Singapore.
They researched for music taste and media landscape to Taylor Swift messaging and appearances. She didn't just do blanket promotion, lasted worldwide. Swift personally connected with international fans by respecting local culture.
Mabuhay Philippines! This is Taylor Swift.
On China's Weibo platform, for example, Swift cultivated a social media presence catered to that audience. She shared cultural tidbits and news geared specifically towards Chinese fans. They feel acknowledged and repaid her efforts by snapping out tickets the moment sales open. By the time Taylor finally scheduled concerts in these new international markets, the foundation was already set thanks to her localized branding strategy. There were some cities like Shanghai where Swift mania reached levels she had not seen even in the US.
Jakarta, Kuala Lumpur, Bangkok, Singapore. So I can't wait to see you and I hope you guys have a great time.
As fans poured years of anticipation into her first local shows, the final piece of her global empire fell into place when she began touring in developing world markets. Countries like Indonesia and the Philippines have exploding youth populations hungry for superstar performances, but are often passed over by major Western acts. By taking her spectacular stadium production to these underserved nations, she has displayed respect for fans who have supported her from afar online for years. In every region, Taylor customized her approach. This was never about transporting an American production overseas to cash in. Swift understood better than anyone that honoring international fans on their terms in their language through their culture was instrumental to building lifelong fans. They became her most ardent brand ambassadors worldwide. Innovating every aspect of the live experience became critical to Swift's sustained touring dominance. While some artists settle into stagnancy, she constantly revolutionized each new outing, raising expectations for what an arena show could deliver. On her Reputation tour, she incorporated dystopian and edgy elements to performance and staging that reflected the album aesthetic. Dancers were wearing dark militia straight out of a sci-fi thriller. Massive snake imagery visually conveyed her sharp-edged new sound. But her 2023 Eras Tour takes this concept even further with design mini-sets tailor-made for each section. With careful choreography, she replicates signature looks, scenes, and motifs fans will instantly recognize from her biggest videos and albums. Fans feel transported into the visual landscape Swift has built through her music over her career. She condensed the fan experience of an album launch down into just a few songs. Taylor also reimagined how to emotionally engage giant crowds that most artists struggle to meaningfully connect with. On her Reputation tour, she broke down walls and opened up about deeply personal topics.
Really gets you, or someone who's really honest with you.
By fearlessly getting vulnerable under the bright lights, she created intimate connections that no stadium could extinguish. Fans and the ways fame complicated it on deeply human levels. Of course, production values also skyrocketed as Swift's ambitions grew. The 1989 tour featured a massive two-story LED cage that descended on command. The structure enabled quick change costume reveals out of the audience sidelines. On Reputation, she flew over the crowd in a suspended cage while delivering the performance of Delicate. But she always insisted on pushing boundaries further. No gimmick or special effect was off limit if it enhanced translating the emotional experience of her albums. Of course, dazzling production can only take an artist so far. For her most recent Eras tour, she crafted elaborate homage, honoring previous eras through wardrobe and visual callbacks fans instantly recognized. Every detail offered opportunity for audience to buzz about something they never saw coming. Other pop divas settled into performing largely the same show for months on end, but she constantly evolved into performance elements, production, costume, and sets to capture fans' imagination. She became the maestro of translating her complex musical narrative into enthralling visual journeys. Now, with the Eras Tour, she didn't just aspire to sell stadium. She envisioned catalyzing something unprecedented. Through Boots' dynamic pricing and other innovations, her team helped sell 2.4 million tickets in pre-sales alone. Everything about the rollout shattered every record on the books. Her vision simply pushed the possibilities of what a tour can achieve, and she executed flawlessly every time. After the grand finale of her Eras Tour in summer 2024, Taylor Swift will undoubtedly be hailed as one of the greatest touring forces music has ever witnessed. She fundamentally evolved what an arena show could deliver and achieve, on par with a Broadway theatrical production. But when Taylor Swift takes her final bow at the last sold-out Wembley Stadium show in August 2024, she will cement her status as the greatest touring artist of the modern era. The numbers speak for themselves. Over $1 billion on the Eras Tour alone, more than her own previous touring record. Her impact extends beyond financial figures. She fundamentally changed what a tour could achieve. Where others settle, she constantly innovated, upgrading production and crafting creative fan experiences and going into new global markets. Taylor Swift understood early on that concerts could not be just about the music. They had to be about the cinematic, interactive adventures where fans connected with their idol. In the end, Taylor Swift turned touring into an art form all its own. Each new outing represented a blank canvas to once again dream up. The blueprint now exists for future artists to build a touring empire from the ground up. That lasting legacy will stand the test of time. When she leaves the stage for that final time in August, Taylor Swift will depart as more than an artist. She perfected the model for hustling from humble venues to record-shattering level spectacle. There won't be another like her anytime soon. The Queen of Tours has permanently raised the bar.
Moments in time when everything felt exciting. We're all really sad that it's ending, but